We stop.
I'm right back. Give me like 2 minutes.
I got some beverages. It's not water.
Yeah, we already live, so appreciate that. So welcome to the podcast. All right, so my man B Jones, he had to step away for a second.
This on the WGC, right?
What's up, pimp?
This on the WGC.
It's on WGC as well as my personal Facebook page.
Oh man, he got me out here bad.
I got you out here bad, baby.
I had to now I don't know for my regulators, put my regulators on. Put my governor on.
You should be all right, man. I don't think anybody gonna
my mama be on Facebook, man.
Okay, so she'll let you know. She'll shoot you a text if you start getting a little offhand.
Yeah.
All right,
already.
Man. This is the prequel, right? Because I'm trying to get that camera. Okay. What we want to do is we want to get paid for this, right?
Is that the mission statement?
No, that's not. I'm talking about in general. From what our actual mission is. This is one of our platforms to make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So put me backstage. Yeah.
Oh, hey man, welcome back,
man. We live?
Yeah, man, we live, baby.
Oh man, I told this man to get something to drink, man.
I mean, he wasn't on the screen, but
welcome back to Urban Basketball Roundup. It's your host Swerve and Urban.
Here to give you all the lowdowns on the. I ain't got one for it. All right, gentlemen. What we're gonna do is we're gonna introduce ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna introduce Brandon first because he's the furthest away from Ohio.
I'm the furthest away from Ohio. No, you are actually, sir. Seattle is way further than Atlanta is, my G. Way further.
I go to Atlanta right now.
You in a whole different time zone, literally.
I mean, in spirit. Go.
All right.
He been left Ohio in spirit.
Been left Ohio.
We doing intros, right? Real quick.
Yes, sir. We doing a little intro.
All right, folks. So my name is Brandon. So I'm located here in Atlanta, Georgia. How I know Lenny, how I know Swerve and Irvin. I know Lenny through Irv. I met Irv back in, what was it, 04, 05?
05.
I met this young man at the Nationwide Help Desk. So you guys tuned into our previous interview a couple of days ago. We talked about how I started my company and all that good stuff. But I met Irv at 05. Probably a couple months later, I met Lenny when we started kicking it and hanging out. So we had some good stories to tell about going out and kicking and all that. When these two young men were, in Columbus doing their thing. I think you guys are roommates, if I remember correctly. Eastsiders.
Pause.
No?
All that.
Yeah. We was roommates. We had two bedroom, 2 bath. Second.
Yeah. Then I remember hooping at the the YMCA and what was that in Canal Winchester?
Man, King Hezzy himself. King Hesitation right here.
Yeah, man. So
don't call anybody.
Yeah, man. I don't know what it was, man. I feel like we all connected though, man, in a weird way. Like all of us came from small cities in Ohio, and that was both crime infested and dealing with all the small town drama and all that and coming together. And I'm an undercover nerd, so I think Irv is too, by the way, but I know I'm a nerd. So we like to, learn new things and all that. And me and Irv kind of connected on entrepreneur spirit. He always talked about how he wanted to do his own thing, and he never could, stay in one place. He's always on the go.
Always
on the go, man. So I felt the spirit. I know my dude was a little bit different, but in a good way, you know what I'm saying? And then Lenny just kind of was always, to his right-hand man all the time. So it was cool to always connect with Lenny too and see him around and just catch up with him. But yeah, I'm here in Atlanta. I own the company Innovation Property Management, where we do short-term rentals for like Airbnbs. And also I have about 20 cars that I rent out on the Turo platform. For you guys that aren't hip to Turo, it's a peer-to-peer car rental platform like Airbnb for cars. You can go out and check them out and rent different cars when you're in different cities that have Turo in that location. So that's what I do as far as career. Before that I was in IT for about 15, 16 years. So my last IT job was in management back in 2019, but I've been doing my own company stuff since then, the last two plus years. So hopefully I ain't looking back. Just want to focus on doing this new content and building with the fellas here and, getting our brand out there.
Boy, hey, I appreciate you, Brandon, for giving that extremely excellent and exquisite intro, brother. It seems like
no problem, man.
Seems like you might do this often.
Yeah, check me. I got a YouTube channel too, but we'll get into all that, brother. That ain't about me. It's about the fellas, man.
So look, Lenny, I'm not gonna force you to go behind that.
No, I want to speak my piece. I'll get my little spiel about who I am.
Get
all
off,
right, so here we go. Here we go. I'm going to introduce my brother from another mother, Mr. Lenny Fraud. Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Lenny Fraud. I live outside the Columbus, Ohio area. Originally born and bred in Youngstown, Ohio. I met Mr. Ronny Irvin, 10th grade of high school. We played high school basketball together. Been down since day one. Met Brandon through Swerve and Irv. So the fact that it came through him, it was just, it was honest and golden. Like, I trust this man because he's not going to bring nobody in a circle that's not going to be trusted. And so it was just an easy message. We just started kicking it. Just some young brothers in Columbus trying to enjoy life. I'm a professional black man, and I'm just trying to be a good person.
Nice.
So I got a question. So y'all was on the same high school team?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Y'all both graduated in 98?
Yeah. I didn't finish though. I transferred out my senior year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we both graduated the same year.
He went back to his original school. He went to a school before he got to before he got to the 10th grade, he was at a different school, and then he left us. He showed love. He showed love to the enemy, basically.
Well, the true story was the school I went back to. I was there from daycare to 9th grade, so I went back my senior year and graduated from there. And after I graduated, I'm doing my resumes and stuff, and I realized that school was officially a college prep school. So I'm like, it looks much better on my resume when it just said college prep at a young age. When people was looking at when you came out of high school at.
Yeah, I didn't know that, man. I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know either because we didn't have the resources of a college prep school. But it was a college prep school.
Was it in Youngstown?
Yeah, it was ran through a Pentecostal church that was pretty big and famous. It's Mount Calvary, and it's he's passed on, but they had a bishop, and he was over what region of the world and stuff. He was high up in the Pentecostal church, so they had a lot of things going on back then.
Oh, got you. Okay, cool.
Now listen, gentlemen, the title was "What's Your Brand?" Right?
Well, you're not going to introduce yourself, sir. You're going to just
no. I already got so many out here, right? So,
let's have a conversation.
People know who you are, though, right? So already, okay.
All right. So look, I am going to be considered the host for most of these events, and I go by Swerve Irvin. The name is Ronny Irvin. I am born and raised in Youngstown, Ohio. I graduated from the Rand High School, Rand Tigers, all day. All I want to do is leave Youngstown. It was a very bad, mentality, but that's kind of how my whole life evolved from that one general idea. And from there, I went to college. I went to the military. I got married a couple times. I went and got a real job.
You kind of grew up, huh?
Yeah, I kind of grew up, and
that adult thing.
Along the way, I met these great people. I met Lenny in high school on some real, like on a real different level of meeting somebody, right? Like our first interaction was, "Hey, man, it's somebody in the bathroom. They're gonna jump you."
Oh, not my boy P.
I'm like, "Yo, is Pinkert, right? Is Leonard Pinkert?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Man, somebody in there talking about they about to jump. They about to jump you after school." And he was like, "You know what? All right, man, thanks." And he excused himself from the room. And later on, we let Lenny explain the rest of it.
Oh, please, I want to hear this.
We was in class, right? Was it in class?
We was in Miss Lee's Spanish 201.
Oh yeah, you could just walk out of that room. You could just walk straight out of that class.
So did you want to finish the story, or you want me to just keep going with this? Because Brandon want to hear the story.
I want to hear it. I want to hear the fight went down. What happened?
So it's a sensitive subject because some of the people naming no names not alive today.
Right.
Nothing to do with us in this situation. But it was a guy I went to elementary school actually. That school we talked about, the church school, never had an issue. I thought we was cool. So he tells me that at this time, we've grown up since elementary, so everybody got their place in life. And it was a situation where I understood that I couldn't go against this man by myself because it was multiple people. They were jumping me. So I made a call to some of my relatives, and it was no fighting, it was no violence. We just got stuff straight. Be perfectly honest with you, I never had an issue at Rand in my high school career after that day.
Never
again. It was what Migo say was a straightening. It was a straightening,
right? I got it.
But that's how we met. Just bonded off of that, and then start playing basketball together. You know, when you play sports, you know, everybody interloking, hanging out. So it was just grew from that. It was just it was organic. It's just one of those things that my father always told me, you lucky when I get this age if I have 5 real friends that I'm in communication with on a daily basis. For me, Ron Deal, this one of these relationships for me.
And it helped a lot because he was actually probably one of the only friends that I had that had a father. So the relationship itself, it meant way more to me because I could always ask Mr. Pinker something as well. You know, it was extremely beneficial. It was extremely beneficial for me in the long run. Now that I think about it, because you know, I end up shacking up, you know, getting the best friend that had everything I did have.
Yes, sir. That's dope, bro.
Yeah, but here we are now. That's the good intro for us.
So y'all should be celebrating about what 25 years of knowing each other. What 96, 97?
Is it,
so you said 10th grade?
Yeah. Man. About 94, like 95 probably, right?
Yeah.
95 sound about right because
25 plus.
No, you said we probably bumped into each other in 9th grade during some of them basketball things, probably.
Yeah, had to just to know each other.
Oh, so yeah, y'all easily 25 plus. Me and Irv about what 15 plus now. I forgot Irv was my best man too at my first marriage and our wedding too. So he's my best man too.
That's your practice marriage.
Oh yeah. Well,
hey.
Get a little personal now, brother. Get a little
I'm being serious. No, I'm not. I'm not being personal at all. You in a great relationship, so you know everything happened for a reason. In
Absolutely.
Correct.
Shout out to the ex though. You know, no issues.
Shout out to both of mine. One issue.
If anybody don't like me, I'm sorry. I ain't got no exes, but if I did you wrong, no, I learned from that, and I'm a changed person today.
Oh man!
If anybody don't like me, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's a good one, man. I appreciate that. Now, how we gonna rock this episode, man? Because you know you know how it go.
Yeah. So you know, it's just we talked about this end of April, so it's it's been almost 3 months since we talked about the whole brand and coming together and starting our own thing too, man, and just seeing how all these different people are taking off. So we talked about the whole Kevin Samuels, Lapeefs, the Antons,
right?
The O'Sheas. They've been doing their thing for a while though too. I mean, for years. So like I said earlier, I want to shout out to them dudes because they're the forefathers. You want to call them that. They set the blueprint for other young black men to come in and kind of talk their ish and get their point across, man. So I want to just talk about more or less so a brand and what that looks like. That's important to me because it's tough. And where we're at in today's world, man, to get your point across, nobody knows who you are. So you got to start with a brand. And a lot of times, man, people start with brands like if they're not authentic. So a lot of times when people say clickbait, like you're trying to draw attention to yourself because you can't do it authentically. You know what I'm saying? Like you're using you're going about it the wrong way. But that's how it is now. Like bad news actually is good news, if that makes sense in today's society, man.
Right. That's our culture right now.
That's our culture. Everybody they're not going to click on anything positive and uplifting. They're going to click on the negative, the gossip, all that. So people are actually riding waves. So like we really wanted to jump on somebody's, back. We'll just ride the wave of what's going on with Kevin Samuels or another hot artist or creator. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to do something a little bit different in terms of just being who we are. Just people see our chemistry. And as far as the three of us, if that makes sense.
Now it does make sense, but we're gonna take stuff from them.
Oh, for sure. Topics, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We're gonna take things from that what they call it, the manosphere.
The manosphere, yep.
Yeah, and because I'm not a real. My man is back. Let me bring him back in. All right.
Try me in.
All right, Pepe.
Yes,
you good?
Sir. Yeah. You know, parenting.
All right. No worries.
Parenting.
Adulting.
Adulting. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, man, I done lost my train of thought.
You were saying something about the manosphere or something you didn't like about it or something?
Oh, yes. It's I just found it within the year, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've just been seeing these videos and I I feel real comfortable because when I go and look at the history of their channel, you know, some have been doing it for maybe 3 years. Like Kevin Samuels is a super skyrocket. That's just like
absolutely out of nowhere, right?
3 years out of nowhere. But if you go back to his original content, it was real content. You know, it was him saying some real things to a very small audience.
Dry as hell too. Totally different person. Totally dry.
Totally different person.
Major nerd. Nerd alert.
Yes, but if you look at the trajectory of it, you get a chance to see how awkward you can be in the beginning, you know, and how you start figuring it out in the middle.
Absolutely.
You start meeting more people actually in that lane.
Yep.
And then once you get all that information from all these people, you polish it and you shoot off.
There you go.
Like I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, he did his 10,000 hours. You know, he put his work in.
He did.
Know, like you said, a lot of ones might have been awkward. He found his voice in his lane and he, you know, skyrocketing through. But I see some pictures of steals that I never actually went back and watched any of his old content. Be honest,
it was bad. It was bad, bro.
It was. Yeah. It adds something to all those, you know, all the rumors that they try to, you know, portray him as. When you look at his old content, you like, I don't get it. Like I hear the message, but it looked different because it's the same words, man.
Yeah, he feel like you figure out how to present it, how to you know, like I'm giving these people this game, but it's not coming over, not reaching the people I need to reach. So he figured a better way to present it. It's what they you know, put the peel in the pork, whatever, the pork sandwich.
Was it just not a cool look? Like I'm so used to seeing flash and polished and all that stuff. Is that what it was? That it just wasn't a polished look, so it looked weird to me.
I mean, he looked all right on camera, but it just wasn't authentic though. Like he can be himself now. You can tell something was holding him back from talking his ish. She was more robotic. He was more, you know, she's more strategic than he now he just talks his ish. He's free flowing. Like, no, you fat or you out of shape. Nobody wants you. Before he was like, hey, this is Kevin Samuels, and today's topic is going to be about how to put on cologne.
5. He used to count in.
He put some pimping in it, man.
That's what he did. He got some sauce in it, bro. He turned to a Negro.
Yeah, he a little swagger. And I mean, I think it's, you know, it's reach you need to reach, you know.
He got tired, man. That's what it is. You get to that point, man. You poke the bear, but so many times the bear gonna wake up, man. If he's in there, if he's in the cave, he gonna come out. So they brought the bear out of him, and his lane was the women and relationships. He got tired of people, probably especially females, being unrealistic with their expectations. So that was his lane. So my point is, how we gonna find our lane? What's gonna be our thing? And it's just so many, you know, it's people out there, and I gotta give people credit because like people have a lot of like-minded people really out there. When you do a lot of research, you can say, you know, I thought about that before too, or I see where he's coming from. And you think you're the only person who really knows certain information, but it's not true. It's just connecting with those people to, you know, build networks and all that good stuff. So maybe one day we can have Anton or Lapeef on, and they can talk their ish on our channel too.
Seriously, because we kind of all coming from the same place. Right?
We are.
See, it was different.
Family, finances, all that.
With the manosphere, because the lights guys you mentioning, I didn't even aware of them. I got kind of hip just to conversation with you two guys, and start checking it out. My introduction to manosphere was a brother by Soul Immortal. That's kind of first understood what was going on. So that was my introduction to it. Then I started seeing all these different sects of it. But coming from him, like I really like this. I appreciate his content and what he's trying to.
Yeah, I'm hip.
And all
about the old school cats like him.
All these channels allow you to see like a complete picture of a black man.
Absolutely.
It's excellence on all these different levels. You got excellence with people talking finance, people talking about your like coaching in your relationships, people talk about real estate.
Absolutely.
People talk your emotional health.
Absolutely.
Things like, you know, it's a complete and positive picture.
Absolutely.
With black men heading it.
Absolutely. With struggles, the bad, the ugly, right? So, and we're OGs now too. We gotta remember that we're older now too. So we got game, we got experience. You know what I'm saying? Like
we older than Kwame.
Kwame, oh, you talking about the basketball player?
Yeah,
the best of life of Kwame. Yeah, his channel was lit though, bro.
It is lit, but we older than him. That's crazy.
Well, not by much though, but yeah. Probably like 4 or 5 years.
that ain't much no more.
Nah. Not. I mean, he got the same type of experience though, bro. Like he's you know. So and then also too, like the Fresh and Fit podcast down in Miami, they doing their thing with the with the relationships and females and putting young boys on the game, man. So that's where it's at, man. People want to hear about what you've been through in life, what's your role models, your experience. So we got a lot to offer, man. Just coming up with the topics and just letting it roll, just freestyling it.
Now, Lenny, are you familiar with that the Fresh and Fit?
Yeah. I've seen like I never like watched one straight through, but I've seen they post the clips and stuff, the lengthy clips. Cause they do like 4-hour shows sometimes, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Late night, late boys.
Now that right there, excuse me, that is the benefit of ownership right there, because they built that whole platform themselves.
Absolutely.
They built the whole thing with their own capital, and it's paying off. Like it's literally paying off when they sit there and have hundreds of thousands of people watching these streams with anybody. I mean, it's just what is it? Five women and 4 guys.
Oh, if you having more than 5 women, they have way more than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like turning the camera on in your living room, really, right?
Yeah. I forgot about the and this probably dovetails to the next topic when I put down in the when I text you guys about who do you admire as far as entrepreneurs in this space and why. But I forgot about the roommates too with Hafiz and and Chris. I don't know if you guys are hip to them. They're out of Houston and Atlanta, I believe. But yeah, they're doing their things too. So I mean,
the roommates led me to the Fresh and Fit, I think.
Okay, so yeah.
And for me too, it's a lot of brothers I like to watch. That's not so much on that man spirit. They speak to being manhood, but it's more of a variety type situation. Like anybody, have you ever seen the D. Craig Smith show? Craig Smith, a comedian out of LA. He do a podcast twice a week. He got a collective of regulars. But they have all kind of different people in there. He's a comedian by trade, but they just be going at black topics and discussing, things at a time. But it always usually be a good discussion, and usually it's a good variety of people from different walks of life, as far as black men, so you get a good dialogue. Craig Smith has done clips with Troy LA.
I mean, the comedian is.
Shout out to Troy in LA.
Yeah, he's funny, man.
That's why I first saw him on Troy's things.
Yeah. I'm hip to that. Him and Big John, all them. They're funny.
They all run in the same circles. But yeah, if y'all never see D. Craig Smith, so Craig with a K, check it out if you see it out there on YouTube.
I'll check it out. But I think also too, it's not even just about black men. I mean, that's a great foundation, but you got to also salute people like Joe Rogan, man. Like Joe Rogan's big in the podcast space and what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a pretty neutral guy coming from where he came from, and him being a comedian and the whole, what was that, MMA or was it UFC? What he's down with?
He was neutral. He picked a side, but he was neutral.
Yeah, I mean, of course with the whole Spotify stuff, but I mean, go ahead.
What that I don't know what that means. I'm lost. He was neutral, but he picked a side. What that mean?
You go ahead, Lenny.
What? I ain't putting nothing on nobody's name. I'm just saying from my perspective, because I'm a listener. I've been listening. I haven't listened as much as lately, but I understand it. But with that whole Trump wave through America, a lot of things got kind of muddled around. You should start seeing things. I was like, I don't know about this anymore. But prior to that, he was a straight type of down the line dude. Want to talk to anybody and hear you out. He let you talk yourself in the hole. But now with the whole wave or the conservative wave, it's just I'm like, I don't like. It's not appealing to me sometimes. So I just,
So you tapped out with Joe?
Yeah, I check in, especially like say if Joe was interviewing someone controversial that I want to see really get questioned, I'll tune in for that just to, hear the dialogue, but I'm not there for all that.
I got you.
Okay.
Some of it extra.
I was going to say, just real quick, Irv, I was going to say also people like Joe Budden, man. Like Joe Budden is also the pioneer of all this podcast. So if people forgot he had Joe Budden TV, 15 years ago. Why the finger?
That's my man's man right there. He rock with the Joe Budden podcast.
Oh, you a Joe Budden fan, Pete?
Yeah, I listen to Joe Budden podcast. I've been listening to it for a minute. At the nature work we do, a lot of times you got a lot of downtime, so you can play things like that. And I've been listening to it for a minute. But yeah, I'm cool with it. I know a lot of people got a lot of controversy because of split up, but hey,
Rory and Maul hit hard, didn't it? They had a wave, bro.
But I still tune in. It's not like I'm not choosing sides. I'm just here for the entertainment and the content, baby. Yeah. I'm not really. I don't know none of them personally, and none of them put no money in my pocket yet. So
yeah. So I mean, so let's talk about that for a minute. So we talk about brands and building the brand and legacy and all that, and going from nobody to somebody. Man, look at Joe Budden, for example. Like he always did the Joe Budden TV stuff back in the in the 09, 07, that time frame he's with Tahiri, he was always on the internet no matter what. And people are more familiar with him of doing that versus his music. You know what I'm saying? So how is he able to evolve and to be successful in 2021 with the podcast, to be one of the top podcasters out there in the world? How is he able to still evolve?
It has to be that he's not being forced to be anything but himself.
He's being honest.
Like authentic.
Yeah. So
now, when you got to try to reinvent yourself or make a brand up that's not true to yourself, that take a lot of work.
Yeah, to maintain it, right?
Yeah, most definitely. So you just being true to yourself. You like, hey, let's turn the mics on. What's going on today?
Yeah, that's the biggest issue with entertainment right now, especially when it comes to black faces, is that it's just not. We're not allowing people to be themselves. You know, they're caricatures of themselves sometimes on TV, which is just not. You know, it's not necessary right now, especially right now. With everything that's going on YouTube.
So you understand why Joe Budden turned down all the money to go with what Spotify or other brands to do his own thing, right? With Patreon, I think he's doing as far as getting his stuff out there, as far as the network. So you understand why he wanted to have the freedom and to be able to talk his ish, so to speak, versus being signed by the suits, right?
Yes, the thing that I heard the most is that ownership.
Yeah.
You know, ownership. He wanted, hey, let me see the contract. Hey,
Equity.
how much, equity? How much did they get for this?
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
what are the numbers? You know, what's the demographics? How long are people watching? How long are they staying? You know, he wanted to know all this information because that is your brand.
Yeah.
That's where the value of your brand is in this sort of e-commerce, electronic sort of online life.
Yeah.
Like, that's the money right there. And people are watching him for hours. That's how Joe Rogan was.
Absolutely.
The big contract. People watch him for 3-4 hours.
And it's like it used to be back in the day. It used to be they go out there forever because they used to really kick it out there before you really got. Before they knew that people really was watching, they'd be on there kicking it and they go off to a whole nother side. You got to 4 hours. Like they was out here for 4 hours of that. Like, this is crazy.
So why do y'all think Joe Rogan did the opposite? And when he's with Spotify now, right?
Correct.
So why you think he did the opposite of Joe Budden and went ahead and took, I'm not gonna say take the money, but went ahead and got the major deal?
Well, ownership is important for Black America. Right? Ownership is not as important for white America. So I think for him, it's a great job. Can you imagine getting paid all that money?
Was it like 90 million, 100 million or something?
Some crazy number.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll figure out ownership the next decade.
And a sign of the times, you could take that check, go get you some fortified land somewhere, get you a ranch. Wait, where the crazy going is like, I'm just gonna do it right from here. Get this money.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Build me a fortress.
Who is that gun enthusiast that also does like buffalo? Like it's some guy who did music back in the day. He just went and bought all like 1,000 acres. Like he got I can't think of the artist's name. Older white guy. Is it Tim something?
Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be the last time you mentioned Ted Nugent to me.
All right, but because he racist or something.
Yeah.
But then he do some stuff like that. Like
yeah. He has a huge part of the land. He has an enclosed like hunting area. So it's kind of like it's like fenced off, and they just put live game in there. He just go out there and hunt them on his own little land. I'm
not about to do that.
Well, that's not real hunting neither, but yeah. It's not hunting at all. It's nothing about that's going out there in the field and shooting animals.
So I just from an understanding standpoint. So back to Joe Rogan versus Joe Budden, so to speak. So
I think a better example is Joe Budden versus Charlamagne. Charlamagne went more the corporate route, where Joe Budden stuck it out for his ownership. We see we see Charlamagne taking off. I just think I saw something where he got his own TV show about to come out with Stephen Colbert. But you see, it's different. It's just different lifestyles, different deals you got to make. Like Joe Budden could say tomorrow, "I hate doing this" and stop doing it, and then got to answer to nobody. Just say, "It's the last show, y'all." Charlamagne can't do that. He's a machine.
He's signed by the machine, right? Yeah. Corporate and the checks and the suits. I got you. But so for Joe Budden, though, he said he was getting offered 9-figure deals, though, bro. So we're talking $100 million to basically have his own network on Spotify, man. So when it's come to a point where you got to take the check versus ownership, and then eventually after your contract runs out, you can go ahead and do your own thing. When does it come to a point where the money is so good, you got to just kind of play a role for a couple more years and then go from there? Or you think it's an individual thing?
Well, I think that the mindset you're speaking of is the mindset that all Black men have had in America, and that's why we're here today. You know, we just stuck in this rut because they keep pulling the rug out from beneath us. But I think the Joe Budden route is probably the most honorable route because he mentioned a lot on the podcast, especially when he was going through his thing. Nobody really know how much a string worth.
Oh, yeah.
These companies know how much a string worth, but do you know how much your string's worth?
Because it's so new, right?
Yeah, so I think he might have looked at some numbers and he's feeling like, it's much for me to sell it out. I need to get paid what it's worth. Yeah, and I know what it's worth, but you're not giving it to me.
Yeah. And what's the real number, right?
Yeah.
And another big thing he had mentioned was the revenue split with advertising. You know, because if you do take that big check, they're basically placing all the ads, right?
Yeah, you take all the ads, and I think now I imagine like somebody Joe Rogan probably got some type of revenue sharing on advertisement, but a lot of those people don't get no advertisement money, I don't think, or very minimum.
Well, I think the revenue sharing was still good, but Joe Budden, I think he spoke about he wasn't going to be able to pick his sponsors.
That's another thing, yeah.
So those are the things.
You can have anybody pop up on the station for ads, right? Any company that you don't agree with.
He'd be going and it'd be time for a break and they'd be like, yeah, selling buttholes and
it'd be like, vote for Donald Trump. A Donald Trump ad.
Yeah.
Are you a Trojan man or lifestyle man? Like, whoa.
Do you remember Rough Riders?
So you wanted more control. I got you. It's back to ownership and equity and all that, man.
Ownership and equity, man.
I got you.
It's important moving forward, man.
I got you. So you saying that's more important to check when it's all said and done, right?
Yeah, because you might not get the check, but if you own it, your kids are.
Yeah.
What somebody keeps saying, you can't pass on your job to your kids.
No, you can't. That's what Dame Dash said. That was that Breakfast Club interview.
Okay, all right. That's some real stuff. Unless it's your company and you.
That's when that boy Dame Dash went off, boy. You have a boss. I am the boss. You gotta take a bathroom break. I don't have to.
No, I can call right now and leave. What you calling?
Yeah.
Who you calling?
Yeah, man. But that's like way of slapping the face. Like to Lenny's point, though, man, is why we're here. Because for the first time in your life, this is when you have freedom, man, to be, express yourself for the whole world to see and hear you, man. So it's like you have your own platforms now that you can create, or you jump on like YouTube or whatever, or Patreon, to go ahead and, man, make your own money, come up with your own content. This is the best time to be alive when it comes to creating content. But like the whole topic is, how do you start? Where do you start from to build that brand and get your name out there? You know what I'm saying? How do you meet the right people and get in front of the people who can help you out?
It's looking like the people who have found their success, some of them knew themselves before they jumped in. Like they had a really good idea of who they were personally. And then they allowed themselves to mature through the process. So that has to be a starting point. You know, you have to be very knowledgeable of yourself, have your mental health together, your physical health, all these things have to be kind of in place before you can take that next step, right?
You gotta have your brand together.
You gotta have your own personal, because that's what you're selling. You're selling yourself. So you gotta have your, like when he said, your own personal brand together. Good one, Lenny.
That's what we are, our own brand. You
absolutely.
Your life up to this date is you a living, walking brand. Every time you meet somebody, it's similar to the dating situation. You was young, hanging out. You identify women. You was stereotyping like this type of man that she probably like. So you gonna make yourself that man. You running that brand tonight to get next to it. Whatever she into, type of man she like. You gonna be that. I love.
So you gonna fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah, I love smooth jazz. You love smooth jazz. Come on in.
Trying to put some paint where it ain't, baby.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. It's just. Us as black men, you got to be conscious that from day one we on the clock and you building your brand. As far as run-ins with the law and things like that, it's all gonna hinder you in the long run. You got to be cognizant of what you do, how you do it, because it's it's on your permanent record. In life, if it's if you get arrested, there's people amongst the community. You are what you say
right.
you are.
You are, and it's easy to find that information now till you expose right away, right? Nowhere to hide. You exposed to the internet. People can look you up in a matter of a few seconds. So you're right.
Yes. Yeah.
The world didn't change, man.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah, shoot.
If you are your brand, why are you different when you're with an employer?
You know that answer. You know that answer, brother.
Oh, hold on. I know the answer. I want to hear it because I'm gonna follow up after that.
You know that answer, brother. Go ahead. You want to answer that, P?
Well, I'm not really different for my players. It's just the way that I might explain something to you all, I would speak to them differently. It's not about what you say, but how you say it. You know, so it's the way, you know, because I had no problem. You know, I'm that guy that works. Some people, white person might be a black issue, popular culture, or something going on in the world, and they'll ask me. But I know, you know, I'm talking to them. I'm conveying this for every black man that they think they know. So I'm gonna give it into a manner that they can fully consume and understand. Unlike with me and you, I might express it a different manner, but it's still the same message. Still me being true to myself. It's just that this my brand representation when I'm here at work.
So you know how to articulate, you know how to get your point across.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Because I work here. You know, I'm gonna tell you that George Floyd's situation is terrible.
Get it? I mean, I'm with you on that. So I can help answer that question too. We can, you know, because you know when you've been in corporate I was in corporate for almost 20 years, man. I made it to the point of, you know, middle management, almost senior management. And let me tell you, man, if they're not comfortable around you, they don't want you to be around, man. So you got to be able to walk that line, man. You have to. So you got to have your white boy voice. You got to be a non-threat because they don't want the Negro activities in their companies, man. Let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? So it's back to the whole Kevin Samuels, you know, we talked about earlier as far as his beginnings, and he was robotic and he was very, you know, methodical. He wasn't really being himself. It's the same way in corporate or any job where you're not cutting your own check or you're not getting, you know, able to produce what you want to produce, man. So they got control over you. So it's back to ownership, bro. When you can just sit up at 11 o'clock like we are and just talk our ish and just freestyle and free fall and be who we are, it's authentic and people appreciate that, man. So when you talk about having the tap dance and different cultures and you know, we never had nothing and we never, you know, we're able to be put in our position of power and you can get let go over your job over the silliest things. You got a family to take care of, man. Like it gets deep. And one more point before you jump in, Irv. You remember like, what was it? Probably maybe 7-8 years ago, we used to do like a little group chat with me, you, Fckn, and Lenny. You remember that?
I don't remember, but I'm sure.
But let me run the topic though. Fckn, the topic was Flea had said that Black people are doing better than ever. And just like 2013, 14, 12, something like around there. And me and you jumped in and said, nah, bro, that ain't the case. He's saying, you know, Black people are getting degrees. Black people are in school. Black people have high paying jobs. Yeah. But Black people aren't free though. That's the thing. Like we have no ownership. We're still tap dancing and you know, we're not being who we are. And people look at success based on how society and how the white man wants you to be. He still has you by where he wants you. You know what I'm saying? So that always was the back of my mind when he said that, like, nah, bro, like we don't own nothing. We don't have control of nothing, bro. We don't. It's even worse now than it was back in the day. Even when our people were slaves in the 50s and 60s, it's way worse now. And the fact that Black people are consuming at an all-time high and we're number one in consumption versus production, it's crazy, bro. So people are miseducated when it comes to you know, when it comes to our culture and what we stand for, man. Ownership is everything, bro. It just is.
Yes. Yes. But it, like Lenny said, we are quick to sell, you know, we're quick to sell it right now. You know, that's why we're in the position we're in because we haven't been retaining our wealth. Now, I want to follow up with saying, because the next part is about Black entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And I've never had the ability to really code switch. Now, Lenny, is that accurate? Like, am I just the same person all the time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So
I would say yes, you are definitely
it's insane. You mean insane?
Even at the job, he's always been the same, man. Ruthless, crazy.
Yeah. So I literally may not have that ability to do that, and it's hindered me in all parts of my sort of professional career. But I've kept my sanity. Like it was the thing that was allowing me to deal with just how messed up it is in some of those environments. Now, going into entrepreneurship, it wasn't as hard as I think it is for some other Black men because they are having to
switch lanes.
So they're, you know, it's a completely different mind state that you're trying to walk into that you just have no knowledge of it because you've been basically somebody else.
Yeah.
You've been programmed. And I would love to tap on, especially with you, Brandon. How is that? You know, is that a very is there a lot of anxiety in making that step? Because you did it early.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Okay.
that's a good question. Because again, like I just started doing this YouTube thing realistically probably 3 months ago, bro, 4 months ago, as far as being, and I told you in the other video, my first video for my YouTube channel was, I know I gotta put myself out there and be vulnerable. Like for the first time in my life, people were actually getting to see who I am. Like I always had a company behind the scenes, but nobody really seen my face. So back to Lenny's point about personal brand, like this is now my personal brand. So now I'm putting myself out there and people know who Brandon is. Like this is for the whole world now. When anybody see it, who knows, man? Who cares? But reality is nobody knew who I was before. They seen my LinkedIn profile and I was corporate and this and that. But now people are seeing, oh, it's more to him than we thought. He has a different side to him and he's not talks a little different now. He acts a little different. He's more confident, whatever it is. So it's about being vulnerable, man. You can't be afraid to take the losses. And like we talked about Irv with getting in the ring. Now it's legit. Now you are in the ring. You're exposed. So whether you get knocked out, you keep getting knocked out, you get up, get knocked out, whatever, you are exposed now, man. And they're running from it. You know what I'm saying? So, and more importantly, it might be hard to go back. So for me to get a corporate job, I mean, I got to get my whole brain reprogrammed to the other side again. You know what I'm saying? So, which you never know may happen. But right now, I'm just fully focused on entrepreneurship and focus on how can I build my company and my brand up and do what I want to do and live my life on my own terms. So absolutely, to answer your question, it's tough, very tough. And it's embarrassing. It's all those things, man. Like you go from having structure to all of a sudden you wake up and it's like, yo, I gotta go out actually and hunt and make something happen. I gotta go out and find the deer, the sheep. I gotta make something happen. If not, nothing's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's a challenge. If you're not up to the challenge, that is.
Now, Lenny, I like to ask you, because you are not only my best friend, but you are one of the most grounded dudes that I know. What kind of advice do you give these young men who are stepping into this world of Black entrepreneurship?
Well, you got to have a foundation. Like Brandon said, he did 20 plus years in corporate America. So he got a financial foundation before he decided to step out here. He had, I got this much and I got this much time to make it happen for myself. The one thing I think a lot of people don't have a foundation, they jump into it and they ass bet. They put all they got into it. And if it failed, now you out on Skid Row. The idea is the, like, even speaking of the corporate world, this is what I call natism. My father explained to me. Like,
shout out Mr. Nate Pinkert.
While you playing the game, you got to play your own game and get yours at the same time.
Absolutely.
So it's nothing wrong with getting a corporate job to get that income while you grind out your side entrepreneurship to it's able to take care of your life and make the business grow. But just don't jump out there too fast and throw it all in there and ass bet and lose everything.
And
absolutely,
gentlemen, you can do this for 2 years. Like you do it for as long as you need, so that parachute is going to literally catch you if anything happens, because it's your game. Like you're deciding to walk away from that corporate life, but definitely take care of yourself walking away, right?
Most definitely. Health insurance is expensive.
If you can, man, you gotta, like Lenny said, you gotta have a strategy, bro. You gotta be smart with this though too. So like I'm on my wife's insurance currently. So even though entrepreneurship is awesome and great, but you gotta have health insurance. You gotta take care of the basics, man. So that's true. You still gotta have a team around you to help you on rough days when things get tough. Even when you might be thinking you're doing great, man. You gotta have a support system. So absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Now, Mr. Pinkert.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to start, man. I don't know where to start.
It's a deep breath, brother. Deep breath.
You are very good at fishing through stories. You can read an article and be like, this is some BS. And you can look at some stuff and be like, oh, that's some BS. How do you feel currently about the way the Black man is portrayed in the news? And then media, but whether it's print, video, whatever. How do you feel personally that you're being portrayed?
Look, I'm to the point now. I understand the historical significance of your question. Where I'm at now, I really understand, like you said, ownership. The outlets that are depicted in this manner, we don't own. So I really don't
You don't really even be
Yeah,
rocking like that.
yeah. Now, if it's some major something going on, where I check in different news outlets to see what's going on, and I hit all of them, a little bit of everything, just to get everybody's perspective, how they trying to spin things. But it's just having experience in life. I know when I hear certain things like, oh, this is like this, it's like that. And also, I know where to go to get the real information. But I mean, this is what they're supposed to do. If the game plans to keep us down, that's how they're supposed to run the game. The game is the game. I fully understand it, so I really don't have any opinion on it. I just know that's what I'm up against. That's part of the battle. If entrepreneur, whatever it is, it's a black man in America trying to survive and be successful. That's part of the game. You got to account for that.
Now, Brandon, you are countering that narrative just by what you're doing, right? And being that you're able to film it now and show everybody this process. Is this the way that we're gonna change this narrative? Because Lenny said he not looking at nothing. He know exactly where to go.
Bro, if you want to be honest about it, at this point in my life, being like like we talked about, being 40 plus now and halfway point of your life, so to speak, I don't care, man. That's how I look at it. And what I mean by that is, why care about something you can't control? Like, people gonna have an opinion no matter what you do, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Who cares? Like, don't y'all want to win? That's the point of playing the game and enjoying life and having a life. You want to win and win on your own terms. Like, we as black people are so caught up in what people think about us, mainly white people. Like, we still have that slave mentality because it's all we know. Let's say we talked about with the corporate job, other jobs, and people change it up and have their white boy voice and talking proper, but that's not who you are. So right. We always have to, again, go back to the tap dance. And I'm to the point in my life, I don't care. Like, take me or leave me, who I am. I'm cool. I'm comfortable in my own skin. So I really don't get involved in that whole equality and why don't you like me? Because it's somebody's preference. That's somebody's opinion. Like, you can't make somebody like you. They don't like you. So be it, bro. But you still got to get to this bag. You still got to wake up in the morning and make things happen. And last time I checked, it ain't been no white man at my front door stopping me from making money or getting to this bag. You know what I'm saying? So I really just.
That's true, but it also ain't been no black man at your door telling you how to get the money. Well, and as we see, we've named 3 already. We named, the Lapeef, the Kevin Samuels, the Anton. They're out there showing you how to get to this bag.
That was the last topic we're going to talk about. But go ahead.
What I want to say too is, for brands, entrepreneurs, for your business, to combat maybe racism, hesitancy to deal with you because you're a black man, you doing your YouTubes helps people get personal with you. Yes. So I imagine people read tag on it like, oh, you know what? I like this brother. When I'm in Atlanta, I'm gonna get a car for him. Like, I've been watching his YouTubes. I'm saying this is gonna help. This is gonna
so that's
amplify.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You was gonna hit me with. I thought you were gonna hit me with Lenny's line. But you hit me with, man, I don't give a fuck about nobody, man.
Nah, it's not that I don't care about nobody. I mean, I'm just gonna do my thing regardless, bro.
I'm just saying, whatever you do, people that gravitate to you see on YouTube and be like, yo, that's the dude with the turtle. I'm gonna rock with him. Or from Atlanta.
Absolutely. And if they don't, they don't. You're not stopping my business, bro. Is what I'm getting at. Because my product's gonna speak for itself. I still deliver good customer service and do my thing, regardless if you're white, black, whoever you are. My point is, I don't get caught up in the whole race thing and all that anymore, because end of the day, man, it's all emotion, bro. Like, as men, we got to get out that space and get busy in production. We got to get busy, man. That's what it comes down to, and having a backbone. That's what we talk about with the manosphere. We need strong men and mentors to help guide us. And this is what we're here for now when we go live. This is for the young boys. This is for people below us who need guidance and information and mentorship. That's why we're here, so we can give them confidence. Like, yeah, I can do this. I see where he's coming from, and not tiptoe all the time. Stop being afraid to be who you are. If that's not you, that's not you. If Irv says something I don't agree with, I don't agree with it. Same with P. We're gonna have a discussion and see why you don't agree with it, and I'll give you my viewpoint. But when it comes to the whole racism and as a black man, what does that mean, bro? Like, for real, what does that really mean as a black man? Like,
I'm not. Lenny has the best when it comes to this. Lenny's ideals regarding race are what I fall back on. So, Lenny, if you like to tackle that question, feel free, man.
Oh, so you saying what is race, or what is racism?
No, he said what is?
No, I'm just saying, like, what is like? So
a black man is a black man is anybody who got a drop of slave blood in their DNA. It's a black man.
But to Lenny's point earlier, though, bro, you said.
But what you say as a black entrepreneur, to be successful, you can't hold on to the racist ideals of America.
You can't.
You can't let that hold you back. You still got to push it. And actually, because you have to deal with somebody that possibly outright racist, but because you got the money, they got the product, they're gonna deal with you. But that's your connection. You gotta stay down till you come up. But you're gonna come to those travels as an entrepreneur, especially a black man, when you have to deal with somebody you don't agree with politically or ethically.
So let's go there if you want to go there. Again, people that did me the wrong, dirtiest, have not been people from other races, been my own color, bro. If you want to talk about it, not only because I'm in Atlanta, so it's more black people here, of course, but people who did me wrong have been my own people, man, my own brotherhood. We really want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't take it personal. I just understand how business works. But at the same time, a black man may hold me back further than a white man can at this point in my life, because black people, they rent my products. They are interested in cars and homes and all this other stuff, and coming down here to Atlanta to party and everything else, and they destroy the product. They don't respect the product. You know what I mean? So it's not so much about. And Lenny made a point earlier as far as like, if you don't own anything or you don't control the media, they're gonna say what they want to say about you regardless. It's not gonna matter, bro. You can't control that. But from my own people to still not respect black ownership, still not understand entrepreneurship, that's a problem, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a big problem.
Well, yes, and the problem seems to be that there's not enough actual edge, because we talked about that anxiety going into entrepreneurship, and there's not enough counseling and advice on helping people get ready to sort of make that step. Now, the thing that confuses me with racism is how you explain, if you want to keep it 100, the people who've done me the worst have been my own kind.
By far.
And I feel like that is the same thing for any race. That should be the same thing that a white man says.
What's a proximity issue?
Correct.
It is all proximity, absolutely.
Yeah.
Correct. And being that we've been separated forever, how did they ever come into contact with us doing bad anyway? Like the idea of racism baffles me. I don't understand how it exists. It seems made up, because to go through all this trouble and have problems with people, it's backwards, right?
Yeah, bro. But let me jump in real quick, P. So
no, you good to go.
So just real quick, so I don't know if you guys are hip to Dr. Claude Anderson. He's down with Dr. Watkins and all that. Man, listen to it. Listen to his stuff, man. Go on his YouTube, read his books. He's dead on. Understand what the word racism means. It means race, bro. Race is something. So most of the time it's economically based. So what are we in a race for? And as black people, where are we at in that race? We're dead last when it comes to economics, control, power, all that. So that's when people talk about racism, they're always so caught on equality and why don't you like me? That's not racism, though, bro.
Correct.
Racism from the point we're talking about is all economical. And how can I make my family better, my situation better? We're here together as black men now talking about supporting each other. This is not our culture, though. For the most part, it's a crab in a bucket mentality. We know it is. We come from that. Y'all from the Y, I'm from Lima. It wasn't much support when it comes to black men and people that want to support you in your own group and people that look like you. It was always, I'm going to get this nigga. I'm going to shoot this nigga or whatever it is. Now it's to the point now where you got to find stuff online and find somebody in a different part of the country to holler at who can help you out and guide you. People in your own community are holding you back. That's why you got to get out your own community, bro.
Yeah, I like being able to have these conversations just freely. Because that's kind of what I was leading to. I'm trying to paint the picture that racism itself is pretty dumb. This is the economics game.
All economics.
This is
American racism is made up. It's not really real unless we can have the real talk and we can break people down to different species. It's just we're using the word wrong. Now, that's bigotry going on.
Lots of
biases, going on in America.
Prejudice, say all those things. That's cool.
But the word race, I try not to use the word racism. And I want to say I never actually called a person a racist, like today, like that person's a racist, but it's just the wording is off. We're using the wrong wording. But then black people, we can't get caught up in that because it's going to, especially if you tie entrepreneurship in it, because there's no emotion in money.
It's not enough to say you can't get caught up in it. Like, that's just not enough. It means nothing to an 18-year-old or 15-year-old. That don't mean nothing. Hey, man, you can't.
I'm doing this for 50-year-olds. My
my bad. Let me go ahead and put
50-year-olds. I got a whole demographic I'm going for.
No, hey, my bad. Let me slow my roll. Let me slow my roll.
18-year-olds. No, I know what you're saying, but it's one of those things where it's just it's a social construct. It's not real. It's just the idea that now we so many generations in. This what people know. Like people from different ethnic groups come over here, move to America. They know that to play the game, you got shilling the blacks. That's the game we playing. Let's take and shilling the blacks and line up with the white people, and we can be prosperous here. And that's usually how it works out. I'm not personally mad at it. That's the game is the game. Now, but that's the game right now.
We just talked about that Herb, the other night. Like I just told you with my stepdaughter's school, and they move a little bit different, man. They come over here not knowing the language, not knowing the culture, but they find a way to adapt and they find a way to get to this bread. That's what Pete just said it perfectly, bro. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can't even speak English can come over here and become a multi-millionaire because y'all don't want to do the work.
But it's solely because of our 3 bullet points. They come over here and they get ownership in something.
Absolutely.
They become entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
And they make sure that they're represented positively in media.
Absolutely.
That's the key. That's the key to self-sustaining, is to be taking care of those 3 things at the highest level in your city where your people are at. And nobody is really trying to push that point.
And you left one thing out. They don't care. They're going to get to this bread no matter what. They're not waiting around for emotional handouts and why me and equality. They're going to get to it no matter what, bro. Well said.
Can I add this? I think they get to it immediately because they are not coming from a Western culture. They're coming from their own culture.
Yep.
They're coming here with one purpose.
And they got somewhere to go back to, right? Absolutely.
To exploit the resources
and send it back to their country, right?
And send it back to your culture.
Yeah.
And it's blatant. It's in our face.
We should raise our kids to go to like London and just set up shop and send it back to here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say it again.
Like go to London.
Yeah, get your kids to go to different countries. Like you go over there, set up shop.
Them folks don't want us over there, man. They don't want.
It's a funny experience, but that's a whole nother situation in mind. Our mind state of that we got to stay here in America.
Well, like, look, man, excuse me. So many people have been murdered here. You kind of feel some kind of way, right? To just leave, like to abandon it, because
I never said you couldn't come back, but I'm just saying just to, get up here,
experience
the life. Now you might come back and visit, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like you might go out there and find your life, but I just think as black men, we condition that this is all we got. This is being America, and that's not the truth.
And we have that mentality regarding a lot of topics too.
Yeah. But why would you want to leave the best country in the world, though, bro? As far as economically, as far as getting to this bag.
Well, for me personally, not even the bag. For me, one of my greatest things is experiences I have in life. Just having experience of different people, places, and things. So, I would gladly, move around and just gather experiences and maybe not become a millionaire, but do all right for myself. I'm just saying that the idea is to gear our children to have a global mind state where things they're learning and education they're trying to obtain is something they can take globally. You can do this in China. You can do this in Africa. They need these type of people. They need engineers here all across the world.
I can respect that. I
think the idea that as just I didn't come into this idea until I was a full grown man. Like, why I was younger? Why not bounce out the country with a
travel more, right?
Yeah, trying to figure it out. You're not even like go over somewhere and work. I know you did stuff like that. We talked about the contract of the military. People do that. There's different countries, experiences, different ways of life. I think that for a lot of black men will help us further understand ourselves in America. Because I think we think we alone, but if you go to all these countries, they pretty much see dark-skinned people of their culture the same. They treat us here in a way. Second-class citizens.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Korea, Japan, England.
I didn't even know it was dark-skinned Chinese, so I saw a documentary.
Panama.
Well, Irv, you was in Japan, right? You lived in Japan for a couple of years, right?
Yes, sir.
How they treat you as a black man over in Japan?
I was still a nigger to some people.
But you abided to their rules though and to their system, right? You were able to adapt.
Oh yeah. But the truth is still the truth. It's the
they didn't want to deal with you.
Yeah, and it was the skin. It wasn't like I was portraying myself as.
You was a nigga in Japan too.
Did you notice the difference?
Irv is 6'3", 6'4", just mean, and they got all these Asian dudes 5'4", 5'5". Like, who is this dude?
Yeah. Did you go off base in civilian clothing?
Yeah, always.
You never went off base with your military uniforms on?
Never.
Okay, I was wondering, they treated you different, and if you got your uniform on, if not.
No, yeah, never off the yard with the.
How was you able to adapt as far as the language? They spoke Japanese in Japan, right?
Yeah, I took Japanese when I was there, so I was
You able to know basics?
basic conversation, and I kept the workbooks in case I gotta go back.
Just enough not to get robbed, huh?
Yeah, just enough not to get robbed, just enough to get me down to the subway stations and how to order food and stuff like that. Just
Smart man.
just
But to P's point though, man, if our brightest African American men lead a country, so you know what I'm saying, it's like how we do now. What we do when we get money, man. We get out the hood, right? We leave. We don't give back to the hood. We get out the hood. So isn't that the same mentality, man? Like me and my old lady talk about moving to Cancun all the time. Like I love Cancun. It's cheap. Yeah, it's cheap. Is food is good. The people treat you right down there, man. But to a certain degree, I feel like it's luxury in terms of like it's a different life. But at the same time, I feel like I'm doing my people wrong by leaving the United States. I have so much to offer, and even though I still can reach them as far as online, but it's different when you can actually do hand to hand with your people and get out there and be in the streets. So I don't know, man. I think it's one of them things.
Hey guys, you guys gotta hold it down for me. The missus is calling.
All right, you good?
All right.
What I would say though is you got to understand too. It's about mind state. Well, your people is the Joneses.
Yeah,
like that's who you responsible for.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you have to, So, let's just say you went to Cancun and say you did tour there and you started booming, all right, and you really expanded your business. I think you could reach back and really start franchising and show your brothers like, no, you can go to Trinidad, you go to Dominican Republic, set up. And you know what I'm saying? Then the other key thing is, as you've been an international traveler, a lot of us Black Americans run into trouble and racism in these countries we travel to. But if I know Brandon Cancun, he got the full setup. As a brother, I know he go out there, get me right, get me the room, the car, set me, whatever I got to do, money exchange. I think that could also be a resource as well. On the global level.
Yeah, for sure. That's benefiting me, and I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's just, man, we got a long way to go, bro, is where I'm getting at, man. It's sad. I don't know if you heard about the dude that got shot in Chicago 60 plus times in front of the police station. You hear about that?
Oh, yeah. But then, people talk about civilians, you hear that a lot. But for me, he was in that life.
Oh, absolutely.
So you telling me if it was like a dude that got out from being drunk and he ain't had no street beef or something, and he got shot up, like something was going on. But they just shoot people 60 times.
On a police station, though, bro. That's bold, isn't it? I mean, that's that depressed me for a couple hours, bro. I ain't gonna cap.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Can I just hear what y'all was talking
about? We're talking about. I don't know if you hip or you tapped in, but the gentleman in Chicago that got killed, 64 shots. I think he might have been a rapper or whatever. He was talking crazy about a rival gang or whatever. And he got shot 64 times in front of a police station in Chicago when he got released from jail.
Yeah, that's the same way they murdered somebody like 2017. It's just, it is what it is, man. The game is the game. You can't really think too much about that. 2017, a brother got released from the same, was it Cook County?
Yeah, that's the county for Chicago.
Cook County, hopped in the SUV, he got out, young dude too. Like he might have been like 21 or something. Got in the car. As soon as he got in the car, pulled off, another car ran up on him.
60 plus times, bro.
Yeah, it's tragic. But I mean, that's right? It comes to a point where it's hard to be sympathetic for people that's taking on chances. I understand the environment. I understand sometimes they get put in situations, they grow into it, really not their fault, immature. But it's just like, to a point, it's enough is enough.
And these kids nowadays, they're smarter than us. Okay. We grew up thinking that what we was reading was a truth, and we now know it was a lie. It was all a lie.
Controlled media, absolutely.
So these adult parents, these are their kids, and if they've been pushing like products, right? Yeah, this is what they pushing. This is what you're gonna get. Plain and simple, man. It's a setup. You take fathers away. You put less emphasis on what marriage is. You bring debt up, that's uncontrollable. You do all these things in one area, and these are the outcomes, man.
Single moms, all that, right?
Yeah. This is a recipe.
Whole other topic. No, it
is. Chicago too. You take away a lot of the top heads of these gangs and these cliques and these organizations, and not just the kids out here. but they still got the same issue in the hood. And while that first group of couple people was doing what they was doing, so now they out here with no guidance in the house or on the street. So now they just imitate art. They just think that you get a lot of that hip hop in it and all this back and forth. And it's ridiculous. I just really feel like this is just ridiculous. Like you live and to die. I don't even know if you really enjoying life if you got to be in the house all day.
That's why I get a headache, though. That's why I get a headache. Look at all the things we got to overcome just to get to ground zero, bro. Like I got to walk outside, make sure that one of y'all don't rob me or try to stick me up, bro, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
you grew up in worse times, so stop, man. All right, we grew up in the 90s, man. It was the highest per capita death toll.
You lived through the crack epidemic.
Thank you. All right. Come on, man. It just look bad. It just look bad because you're watching it as a educated father, husband with assets in your city.
Yeah, so you on the other side of the game right now.
You look at it different, but us in the 90s,
no part of it, bro.
Oh man, Youngstown did 40, 50 50,
bodies
60.
every weekend. Absolutely.
Not every weekend.
Every year.
They'd have called the military for that.
Yeah.
You know how much population would be missing? Thousands of people every year just missing for our little town.
Yeah, per capita though. You're right though, man. They was up there though. With
2 times back to back chance.
Damn.
2 times.
I know y'all probably knew a lot of them people too that got shot, right?
It's 12. It's 12 in the yearbook. 1998 ran. It's 12.
It was a crazy time, man. It's the same story for a lot of cities in our same mode, but it was just crazy.
What was it over, man? The street beef, or what I'm saying? What was it over mostly? Drugs?
Crack.
Yeah.
Selling crack.
Listen, man, if you can't put money in the family's pocket, how else they gonna get the money?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody welfare. You giving free food and stuff like that, but that ain't what you live off of. You don't just eat. You do just eat food, but that ain't the only thing you need, man.
So you think when all the jobs went away in the YO and the steel mills and all that went away, people start turning into zombies, huh?
And human beings aren't that bright either. If they don't put in the work, the average human being is almost worthless.
Nah, right? I agree.
What podcast I just told you about? What did brother say? The question? Okay, 85 South Shore. Shout out Chico Bean. He asked a question.
Oh yeah, Chico Bean
was he believed that crack era was worse for black people than slavery. 10 years of crack was worse than 400 years of slavery.
I'm on board with that. Because
imagine if it was 400 years of crack. This place would be ridiculous, right?
It took 250. No, it took 300 and some odd plus years, just to break you down. And still, when they stopped it, people was getting married and stuff like that. People was trying to come back together as a community. Crack, man, we are still suffering from crack.
Absolutely.
People's brothers and sisters and aunts was doing ridiculous things to family members.
You can't quit crack.
You
might stop smoking it, but you never quit it.
Destroy families. You're right. That's when a lot of pops and dads started missing out the houses too, man. You're right.
Yeah, man.
I can see that. I don't know. I gotta do more research on that one, but I can understand where you're coming from, though.
On crack?
Yeah. No, I mean as far as the 400 years of slavery. In terms of
he just threw it out there though. But the idea of the devastation that it did.
No. As far as impact.
Time window, but
right.
I mean the whole slavery thing. Because you got to think that black folks, they got slavery and bounced back, and they threw another monkey wrench. So anytime we bounce back, they threw a monkey wrench at us.
Because that's the crazy thing. It's 400 years of just plain atrocities. And then they say, okay, sorry, it was wrong. We free. And you got Black Wall Street popping up in less than 30 years, I think.
I think that's it. Let's not forget DNA. The fact is that black folks can't get together and do nothing together. Like every time we do this, they kill us all. Let's just not get together no more. Let's just go our separate ways.
That's how I felt when Eddie Murphy was talking about, why he's not in movies with other like big names or something like that. And he was like, it just feel like, when you get up there, it's like they don't want you to do it. Like they trying to make it as hard as possible for you two guys to collaborate.
After watching Coming to America 2, I see why he feels that way. Because that movie was bad. That was a horrible movie. I don't know if y'all seen it, but
yeah, I liked it. You hated it.
Did you?
You probably didn't like Space Jam 2, right?
I ain't seen it yet.
I ain't seen it neither, but I like
it. So you like Coming to America 2, Irv? You liked it?
No, I didn't.
That shit was horrible, wasn't it?
It looked good, so they used a nice digital camera and stuff like that, or they might use like a brand new film, like Ari or something like that. It looked
I watched 20 minutes and fell asleep, bro.
I think it was a paycheck of all, but I think too they also realized that they could never top Coming to America.
Oh well, I mean, of course.
Yeah,
not.
It's like you just lucky. They was just doing the fans a favor. Like y'all want something, we give it to you. I've been asking forever, but understand this is a masterpiece. This shouldn't be touched.
Horrible.
My kids didn't even like it. Like they love Coming to America. Like they have a DVD, yeah, but they watched that and like, no, we ain't got to see it.
Lenny, some sequels are pretty good. They may not be the best, like they may not top the first, but some sequels are decent, man. Like,
it's rare.
Coming to America 2 is tough, man.
It's a rarity. The sequel tops the first.
Yeah, it is. Same with albums and all that. I get it, but it can be done. But that Coming to America 2 should never been made, bro.
I mean, that's. Now, if it was normal life, I could agree with you. If they went to the movies, I went to the movies to see it. But being in my house during this pandemic and they just turning on the Prime and watching it,
that wasn't bad.
Yeah, I appreciate something to look at, something to laugh at for an hour and a half.
I didn't laugh. That's the problem, man.
Man, it was terrible.
Listen, can I tell you something? If you ever watch it again, just focus on all. Wesley Snipes was really acting in that movie.
Yes.
He was.
Yeah, now he was acting for real.
He had that shit, didn't he?
Yeah. No, I just think, Wesley a dope actor.
He was. You're right, P. He was.
He is to this day.
He said he need that check, huh?
You ain't about to hate on Sydney. I still watch
that's classic though. That's classic Wesley.
You saw Blade.
Can't jump. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But that was 90s though, P.
He still got it.
Nah,
you didn't see Dolomite?
Oh, Dolomite was Dolomite. He showed out in Dolomite.
Good movie.
Yeah, he might have been the only. Tiana Taylor was in that too, right?
Yeah. She was the.
So it was all right. It was pretty good actually. The movie was actually good.
He got some black folks some checks.
Nigga Brandon died.
Yeah, he like, I don't want y'all terrible. Y'all horrible.
I'm just listening, bro. I'm just looking at the last topic we got to go over.
What's the last topic?
What's the last one, Pimp?
The last topic was, man. Let me pull it back up. How can you not get to the bag in 2021 and beyond with the impact of technology to sell a product or service? Example, Facebook, YouTube, IG, smartphones, etc.
Man, you read it so terribly. All right,
I did.
Let me go look at this, Lenny.
Yeah.
I got you, Lenny.
I got my answer.
Okay, go ahead.
I got something to say. Rather, I think sometimes it's not so much the bag, right? But it's finding a passion in something and doing it, which to your fullest, and the bag will come. Because it's so like you said, internet, all that, so many tools out there, entrepreneur to use. But the key thing is, if you go in business with the sole idea to make money for me, it's gonna fail because you're not gonna be fully invested in it. You just going there for a quick fad. But if you find yourself something you're truly passionate about and make that your life's work in your business, entrepreneur, it's definitely. I think it's like it's more success in that than just doing something for money off a fad or whatever the new hustle is that people doing on Instagram or something.
Okay, now I want to say it's still gonna work because Amazon, Google, Apple, they all exist, and they didn't make those out of the love or for
gaps.
So it can still work. It's just what's the best way.
What I'm saying, like Jeff Bezos was passionate about what he was originally doing with Amazon. He was passionate for him. It wasn't just, hey man, I think I can make a lot of money off these books.
I mean, that's literally the story.
Yeah, but I'm saying he was passionate about the process.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have this one.
I agree with that.
I just think sometimes we focus so much on the end result of the money, and we don't prepare people for the journey it takes to get to the bag.
Gotcha.
Nah, I 100% agree.
Gotcha. Is it on me?
Man, go ahead, kick it off.
But
the backpack over P's point, a lot of people won't even get to the money or even know how to get to the money. So I mean, most companies fail anyway. So what is it, a 5% success rate? To be honest with you, so I mean, it's not even about the money when you do your own company stuff. Just about what you like doing, man. Like
it's
as far as the process, it's the journey and not the outcome.
Correct.
And the life experience you gain from the process.
Yeah, man, how many companies really are making money, bro? If you think about it, man. Again, take the Walmarts out of it, the Googles, the Facebooks, and Amazons. How many companies really are making money, man, that they can really sustain for a long time without going out of business? Let's be honest about it. Mom and pop shops ain't making money like that. You know what I'm saying? They're just doing it because they love They love what they do. They love the process. They love the community. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. People aren't getting rich just from starting companies, bro.
Okay, but that is true. So that's not what we're talking about, though. We're talking about how are you not going to be able to, like, how can't you do it in this?
Just not try. You gotta try. Put yourself out there.
Well, so for me though, I was talking about, like, let me give you an example. Like, I'm mentoring my nephew who's 22 and going to his senior year in college right now, and I'm trying to show him how to get the bag. Like I told you the other day, the proper way of doing it as far as getting money the right way and then investing it, like buying assets, stop consuming, don't buy liabilities. You know, I told Irv the other day, P, if your kid's 20 years old and they put $200 a month into a mutual fund that pays 10, 12, 50% return, at the age of 60, they'll be a millionaire just by default. 40 years just by default. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by getting the bag. So I'm telling my nephew, bro, you don't got to go work for somebody's company. You can go DoorDash, you can go Uber, you can do whatever and get to this money and figure out what you want to do in the meantime. So to your point earlier, we talking about in the 90s, everything was different. You're right. We didn't have opportunities they do now as far as start a job tomorrow and do what you want to do on your own time, own clock, all that. So there's different ways to look at it. You can, get your own LLC. You can go get a job for somebody else. But the money's out there as far as starting your bag. Even with YouTube, if you get it good enough and people start messing with you, then you get demonetized, right? As far as getting checks from sponsors and all that. Mm-hmm. And then you can do the same for, selling merch, whatever. So that's what I mean as far as unlimited potential to get to the bag. And then you always got to be just you an entrepreneur, just money, period. Like, however you hustle is how you hustle. That's what I meant.
I understand what you're saying. Just the idea of teaching the young strategic planning when it comes to economics.
Yeah, so think about when we was 18, 19. I know, Irv, you said your first job was at Nationwide, right? But imagine most people that started their first job was at McDonald's or like flipping. Like I started at KFC.
So that was the first real job. I did have a job at Western Sizzling in high school.
There you go.
That was like was that 16?
There you go.
Yeah, sound right. Yeah, washing dishes.
Yeah, we was washing dishes.
So what would you do now if you was 18, 19? What would be your first job now? Knowing what you know.
Yeah, I'll still be flipping shoes.
Just flipping.
Okay. So you bet you that's technology though, right? You online doing what you do. You got internet now.
Yeah, I've been right from my phone, and I've been selling shoes I didn't even have. Yeah. I would put a high tag on it, and I just go find somebody. Like if I put a picture, I'll say I get it for 500, and it might be selling for 600. And I try to go
stock X.
Yeah. I go
right to that person.
Yeah. Like, yo, let me get it for 400. Can you send it to this address?
And then you back to and then again, look at what you got as far as transactions with the Cash Apps and the Venmos, the PayPals. If the middleman is now gone, now you're going straight to the consumer, direct connect. You know what I'm saying? Amazon drop shipping, selling stuff on Amazon. Like the game is just.
He didn't even know it. He didn't even know it.
Hey, bro, home drink.
Hey, home son, can you hand me that drink?
Everybody drink. He said direct connect. Take a shot.
The bottle. Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. It's just I think for me as a father, I think the biggest I could do for my sons is help them develop to the point where they're in high school, understand who he is firstly and what he want to do with his life. Not going to college blindly, trying to figure it out on the flow. Just because like he might tell me what he want to do, and I say, hey man, you ain't even got to go to college to do that. You need to go over here and start doing that. Get you an apprenticeship. It's depending what you want to get into, but I just think that's my goal is to take what I learned the hard way and hope and get it younger. Even what my father gave to me young, give him that and more from what I picked up across my journey. But that's the key.
Crazy. So your oldest is in high school now?
No, he'll be in 8th grade next year.
Oh man, I remember he was just firstborn. I remember that.
Yeah, you went for drinks with
him. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Congrats.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Damn, time is flying by.
Man, you got the oldest, man.
Yeah, I do, but I'm just saying. But I remember like when you had the Escalade, we put up the Lenny's crib, man. His little man still was starting to walk. I just feel like that was just yesterday, bro. Time is just flying by. So
no, you literally came to the house the day he was born. Was it the day he was born, right? Because you drove up, wasn't it? You came.
Yeah, Herb drove from DC, the Escalade.
Yeah,
that was. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Keep saying that Escalade.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that means, bro, that literally was like a milestone in everybody's life for real.
Yeah,
that was.
Let me ride in there.
Nobody was doing what you was doing, bro. You didn't drive that car because you know what I'm saying, road nice. You wanted to be seen and heard, my G. Let's keep it a buck.
He was branding himself.
There you go. Or your ass with a flew to Columbus. You know what I'm saying? That 45-minute flight. That nigga, he purposely drove. Like, I mean,
the Escalade part of the brand, baby.
Niggas wasn't buying Escalades the way Irv did. Let's see the 07 Fresh Boy, the new face.
Now come on, man. Let's sprinkle a little game on this because it don't sound right.
What you mean?
I got the 07 Escalade
with the navigation,
with everything, the fully loaded Escalade,
Bose
for 72 months at 0% interest.
How much was that car note?
It was $11.69, I think.
Niggas couldn't afford that back then, bro.
He was working 4 jobs.
I'm saying he could because he was doing his thing. I'm just saying, boys in Columbus at that age is what, 26, 27, 28? Ain't no way in hell boys could afford $1,200 car note.
If I was doing that, I was definitely doing something illegal.
Yeah.
Like my dad would have put me to the side. Like, hey man, what's really good? Like, what's you got going on down there?
Irv scorched the earth what he did with that, bro. Nobody in Columbus is doing that at our age, buying an Escalade brand new off the show.
Not working a 9 to 5.
Not a 9 to 5, bro.
Not at all.
Either you was in the NFL or you trap 1 or 2. It wasn't gonna be no.
Or you play for Ohio State
at 26, 27, bro.
But I thought that was the goal. You know, I come from Youngstown, Ohio, and I'm used to seeing ballers, right?
Stunting is a habit.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing the stunting, and I'm like, yo, I'm not really out there like that. That's never been cool for me to be in that sort of environment, but I still like the look, which was a flawed mentality. now that I get older, I understand that was to my demise, but that's just what I was thinking. Like if I can still live it and be legit, why not? So I'm putting
$1,200 a month is ridiculous, though, bro.
Don't forget, I didn't have any rent. I didn't have.
No, I'm not saying you shouldn't have bought it. I'm just saying for the average black man at 26, 27 in Ohio, to say $1,200, bro, you're buying a crib. Like you buying 2 cribs if you live in certain parts of Ohio. Like that's crazy.
That's what I had to sell. That was the story that I had to sell to. I think that was wife number 2. It's like, yo, you know, we're gonna be here. You know, your enlistment is like 5 years. So we ain't got to pay no rent. We ain't got no utilities. You know, we should just get.
Man, say this for the Patreon, man.
Oh,
you get our free game.
You was getting our free game. Yeah. My point is to say it's a mile marker, bro. It's a milestone because
thank you
changed the game with that one, bro. And lightweight, I'm not gonna say it's motivation because it was dumb, but at the same time, it's like you did it though. Like I told you before, you did it.
When you see your man shine and you feel good, like my man.
Yeah, because we all eating together. You know what I'm saying?
My man winning.
We just all eating. If you was 40 now till you bought an Escalade, I'd be like, all right, nigga, cool. Like that's just the evolution of life. But at 26, 27, never heard of, never been done before. Never.
Like if he came back with a beat up Impala, you'd be like, Irv in DC doing bad.
It was a brand flex.
And on top of that, I don't know if you ever been to DC to visit him when he had the Escalade. I don't know if you ever kicked it with him.
I've been only when he was married.
See, me and Irv got some stories in DC, bro. So,
yeah, I wasn't there for none of the debauchery.
We had a ball on that Escalade, man. We was living like rock stars, and I wasn't even a rock star. Like, it was fantastic, bro. That's why it was a milestone, brother.
He was down there saying he played for the Redskins. I'm a tight end for the Redskins.
I don't know what he said, but
I did pass for a wizard. I did pass for a wizard one.
He thought he was Gilbert.
He didn't know who I was. He just thought I was matter of fact, it was Antoine Walker.
Oh man!
Is that his? No. Which one went to North Carolina? Which one went to North Carolina?
Antoine
Walker. Antoine Jameson. Yeah, Walker went to Kentucky.
Yeah, it was Antoine Jameson. He was we was at Live maybe. I did the VIP booth or something like that. I had my uncles and my cousin. I had everybody up there. Had bottles for everybody, and he was next to us.
DP, like, you see I'm going with this? Go ahead, though. Finish the story, by the way.
Listen, Antoine
at 26, at 27, man, stop.
Antoine Jameson, the whole 6'7", 6'8" as a grown man, maybe 6'9".
But I look like I could be John Wall size. I'm 6'3", 6'4", and I got.
What happened though?
He didn't call you John Wall though.
No, he just thought I was a player.
He was
somebody on a team, basically.
So what did he say to you?
He was like, "Hey man, what's good, man? Where you at?" And I'm like, "Here." He was like, "Nah, man, what you playing for, man? I see you out here, enjoying yourself."
Antoine Jameson played for the Wizards, bro. That don't make sense.
No, he thought I played for somebody.
Oh, overseas or another NBA team?
You should have gave him dead face. I sell dope.
Nah.
Walk away.
I'm your connect.
I sell dope. Yeah. You're making it hot right now.
I
Yeah,
went
he
for
didn't.
Pablo Escobar.
No, he did not think I was as an NBA player on that team. I'm just saying he thought I was somebody.
Like
And you
you
were
be in this
somebody.
booth. Somebody gotta be
So-
somebody. You look
So
like
Keith,
somebody.
he proving my point even more. Like niggas at 26, 27 never even can imagine being a VIP, let alone driving a fresh off the showroom Escalade, bro.
Escalade that I always valet.
That you always valid. Okay, man.
Hey,
That's
put
my
mine
point,
by the
bro.
front door, cuz when I come out here, I want to see my truck, cuz.
Hey man,
Come on, man.
hey, I'm not staying to the end, man. So if you could just bring it out about 30 minutes before, I got you.
I got 100.
There you go. And he throwing him a nice tip.
50,
on, bro.
50 in the hand.
Come on, man. Scorching the game with the gold fronts on, all that. Come on.
With
bro.
the gold fronts and the big ass.
I don't know how we got on this topic, but that was
the tie bot chain that hung down to my titties.
I don't know how we got on this topic, man. We talking about the bag and 21 being easy to get, but
hey, I was trying to be so fly. I was trying so hard.
You was building your brand.
But let me ask you a question. Do you miss it?
No. Ooh.
Not the Escalade. I mean, just saying the lifestyle.
Well, I still kind of get that life. I didn't recognize that everybody really looked at me like that anyway, even when I'm bummy and stuff like that. I guess, I should have been paying more attention to my surroundings. I was trying to live something that kind of was already.
People are calling you bummy now?
No. People still treat me the same. I still, get a look and get a nod, and people still think that I might be
say, dude.
Yeah. I'm not.
This might be somebody to know.
Yeah.
Excuse me, brother.
I'm not hard on the eyes, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. But I'm just saying, man, like
Pause.
The pause, of course. But I'm just saying, like, that was an error right there, though, bro. That has never been seen, done before ever in Ohio. You the first to do that besides.
He technically didn't do it in Ohio.
I'm just saying, as far as being an Ohio nigga, though.
He did it in DC. The DC had a better economy.
That's even
crazier.
Even crazier, bro.
It's a better economy in DC, especially that time than Columbus.
Absolutely, 1000%. But it's the fact that he moved, got a better situation, got to the bag, and made it happen. Like that was amazing, bro. You the GOAT for that.
That was just the north side, ain't he?
Nothing to show for it, nothing. But in the day, man, the memories, the stories, bro.
I got 3 kids and a wife. That's it. That's all I got to show for.
It's all good, man.
It ain't bad though. That ain't bad. I ain't mad at that. So did we nail everything, man? Did we?
I think we got it. We an hour and a half in, man. Sheesh.
Hour 26.
We did good, y'all, man. This is
it's pretty good kickoff, good intro, right?
Yeah. So this was on the White Gorilla, and it was on the Ronny Dell. We're gonna go ahead and move this over to what we gonna call this, guys?
Good, bad, ugly, man. I'm talking about all that.
Who the ugly?
I'll be the ugly.
No, I don't know.
Lenny, you the bad. Brandon, you the good. I'm setting it up.
Good.
I'm doing it.
We should just
doing the cover art.
Figure it out, man. It come to us.
No, I'm doing the cover art.
Even if we go on 4 or 5 times a week to talk about 1 or 2 topics, we can make it shake, bro. People gonna want to tune into us for real. So
yeah,
it's so much going on right now. What's not to talk about?
Hey, and if anybody really want to know how I felt in 2007, go ahead and get the Wiz Khalifa Prince of the City 2 album and just play it. Because that's how I was riding around.
2007.
Nah, Herb was into 07. He was into all different types of music, man. I'm used to have the CD case. I remember that big ass CD case you had.
Oh,
man.
yeah, Logic. Herb might have been on X Pills back then.
Yeah,
Herb,
very possible.
He was on Ye. He was on that 808 Heartbreak, I think it was.
Yeah, he dropped tomorrow, supposedly.
Yeah, he was on that Slum Village. I remember that. Jay Dillon.
Yeah. It was good times, man. So hey, everybody, I appreciate y'all for showing up and showing out. We nailed all of our topics. We actually we got 1 viewer in there right now. I'm not sure where, but hey, shout outs to you this wonderful Thursday night. And until next time, man, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and also go ahead and share this. Share this to your friends. This is good information, good wholesome information from 3 educated, married black men. Oh wow,
crazy.
Creme de la creme. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and boot this out.